between there and
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's David Saline and Chris Goley from Drive. And today we have Rochelle and Alex of Northrich Automotive with us today. So welcome to our show today.
no.
So Rochelle and Alex has been a long time client to Drive. They've done a lot of great things with their business. They have a wonderful operation. But we thought it'd be interesting to bring Alex and Rochelle on today because it is a father-daughter combo when it comes to running the shop and operating the business. So we know there's a lot of people out there wanting to know, how do you work with family and all that good stuff, and how does it all work together? And so we're gonna pick their brains a little bit today and see some of their successful actions and what made their shop what it is today. So just kind of to start off, Rochelle, if you want to kind of give us a little bit of history of your shop and some of the things you guys have accomplished, because I know you have an interesting story in the middle there where you were you guys were stars on a television series. So let's hear a little bit about this.
My parents migrated from Russia in '89. Mom and dad built the shop from ground up in '95. It grew to the building that we're in right now. So we have about 6,000 square feet, 13 lifts, full service automotive shop. And then I think it was about in 2015, my dad started trying to expand to location number 2, which was a collision center, which, as we know, automotive, collision, truck shops, they're all very different business models. Tried to kind of get that up and running, and then we had a manager that worked with my dad for 21 years that just didn't really have the same values anymore for us and the business. So I quit my job in medical sales, not knowing anything about cars, and jumped in to learn. And yeah, I applied for a TV show as soon as I got here. They came in and they remodeled our second location at the time, and just, we kind of trucking along. We decided to actually sell that location end of last year. So now we are just, my dad and I in our automotive shop, still 13 lifts. We're still doing collision work. We just work closely with someone because a lot of the work finds us, but really finding our model that works best for us.
Okay. So now when we're talking about it in the day-to-day right now, you were saying, Rochelle, you're working in the front, and Alex, you're watching the back and taking over the control of the back. Is that how it's working in the shop for you guys right now?
Well, she's working on the front. She's also doing PR. She's also doing marketing. Okay. She's doing entertainment of customers, potential customers, so participating in the networking groups, member of couple networking groups. Okay. And I'm basically
we haven't found the right foreman yet.
Yeah, I mean, we hire shop foreman. We're trying to add somebody experience, but not with so much hand on cars person. Okay, who's gonna be communication link between front and back service. I mean, like service and advisor, so, but I'm pretty much doing supervising, helping guys.
Right now, he's basically the foreman, and we have a full-time service advisor, but if I need to help out, then I can help out front, or like he was saying, any of the marketing, networking, HR, accounting. I do all the payroll stuff, bookkeeping, anything office organized is for me, and anything technical, shop related, vehicle, quality control is Alex.
Yeah, okay. we sharing hats, hats.
Yes.
Hats, non-stop. I mean, listen, when you have small business, that's a beauty of you have to do too many things,
Okay. So now the important question I'm sure everybody wants to know now, and I have to ask this question now. Now, Alex, I'm sure you've been in it for years. You started it from the ground up. Your daughter came in later in the into the shop. Now, you guys see eye to eye on everything, and she runs everything the way you want it ran, right?
Yeah. You know, when I was in Army in Soviet Union, I learned one simple thing. You never argue or say no to your commander. You say yes, and you go and do your thing. Okay?
No, we worked through a lot of things. It's been a lot of trial and error. Obviously, I had to earn my stripes. When I stepped in, I came from a medical corporate type of world. So, like I can be a chief people officer. That's pretty standard across the board. Do I understand workflow? It wasn't common knowledge. I've learned it over time, but we learn things every day, and I also brought in new technology that he didn't have before. So we kind of pick and choose together. And I will say that lately it has been a lot better where this is our issue. How are we going to handle it? The first 2 years, it was a lot of back and forth, arguing, and it's gone a lot better.
Listen, when you work for yourself, you have to find what's working best for you. Okay? I mean, you're gonna, one of the golden rules I try to enforce, when we walk inside the office, we're not father and daughter anymore. Okay? We are business partners. We have to find right solution which gonna benefit and move our business forward.
And
okay?
I will
Okay,
say,
no feelings. No feelings. Leave feelings. I have brown bags. Okay, we leave all feelings outside the door when we pick them up on a bench.
No, I will say that we have what a key selling point for us is family owned, right? Business model. And there are times where I want to introduce him like, hey, this is my dad, not like the father-daughter type thing, but just so you know that these are the two owners. And he always makes it a point to say, I'm her dad out of the shop, but here I'm her business partner. And that allows, I think, our customer and our employees to see that we are equal. We're the team together at the top.
Great. Now, you said that you had quite a bit to learn when you first came in. Let's talk a little bit about the training that you've done, what effect that's had, that kind of thing.
So when I first stepped in, the number one thing that he and my mom both said was you have to do management success drive at the time. So our sweet Sari, who worked with my mom and my dad from day one, really kind of took my brother and I under her wing, and I had to learn it. I didn't even know what a VIN was on my first day at the shop, and here I came in to manage this place. And we have 2 locations. So I'm telling you, I knew nothing about cars, which was kind of good in my mind because I was so naive. I was, I wasn't a service writer in a dealership that had done it a certain way for a long time. I just knew this is the problem. How do I solve it? So I did service. I guess I should have probably looked up all the classes I've done, but managing the front, service writing. I did a few courses also during like COVID when y'all were doing them on Zoom. And the good thing that we got lucky was I could retake any classes that he had done. So I lucked out with that. But all of the training came from management success. And he had already established, that plan, like the workflow already came from it. It just needed some fine tuning because as he grew and started expanding, the management that we had before here kind of got more lenient on it. So, and then of course, you come in and it's like pen and paper, everything. Okay, let's get tablets. Let's stay with the 21st century. So.
And actually, that leads to another question that I had. I know that for people of a certain generation, the point of view is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So why do we need to add this complicated technology stuff, right? And I know that especially the millennial generation is much more oriented to technology. And so how did that go as far as adopting new technologies, implementing new technologies in the shop? What were the challenges you guys had to overcome on that?
Here I found a dot matrix printer that I didn't even, like, I hadn't seen one probably in school. Okay, so why do we even have that? You know, the printer.
No, I know what that meant.
So we had that. Our software was.
No, it was broken on the shelf. It wasn't connected to anything.
No, that was.
Don't make
but,
it.
you
Okay,
know,
yeah, listen. I mean,
no, the master.
you know, like some like disc player, it's old, but I mean, it's like a memory. You keep some stuff, you know.
Sure.
It wasn't broke. I mean, it wasn't in the
He
office.
knew the software that he had was outdated. It was master. It was very old. And that's why they did a lot of pen and paper. So one of the first things we did was we brought in a software, which was RO Writer. My brother and I, who was helping at first, we made a quick decision. It was, to be honest, our first advisor that we brought on was familiar with the system. So it was kind of someone already knew, understood the system, let's bring it in. And after time, he and I were both so frustrated with the system that it was kind of easy once I started looking for a cloud-based, tablet-based. And you said the younger generation. Well, I came in, I'm marketing this to my circle of people also, and I understand why they're going to the dealership because they can see the printout of what their vehicle is. So it wasn't even an argument for us. We looked at a few, it made sense. And like he knows all of his scan tools now.
Yeah, I mean, you
digital.
have to, in order to work on your cars, you understand technology. It's like, you know, when I joined Management Success, I mean, from the beginning, they told me, you have to dedicate so much money toward marketing, okay? You should dedicate so much money toward education, okay? You understand, if you want to be ahead of the crowd, I mean, because it's, you know, it's shops popping up all over, but if you're going to be equipped, or, I mean, Mike Lee told me from the beginning, listen, one thing, that if you have knowledge, okay, nobody can take from you, okay? Learn, I mean, you can get piece of tools, but you need to know how to use it, okay?
Right.
No, I mean, listen, and it's the same thing. We want to improve. We want to separate ourselves. And that's why if a tablet, we can email, pictures. Because people, 90%, 95% human getting information from what they see.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So-
the rest of email and rest of them from touch.
Yeah.
You know, it's
it took
it's
a little.
easy.
It was a
No,
little bit
no,
of
I
a
mean, I
learning
always-
curve, but it was something we agreed on together.
Yeah.
So the question I have on that is, it seems like you guys agree on a lot of stuff. You see the future, you see embracing technology and moving forward. Now, when you had to implement the new technology in your shop, how did the crew respond to that? Because they're used to one way of doing it, and I've heard of many different people like going to digital and going to tablets. How did the crew respond to it, and what actions did you take to get them to move over?
It was not like a cut and dry. And I learned from one of my service advising courses. I remember someone in the class said, I literally took pen and paper away. And we didn't do that. I didn't take it away.
Not completely.
Yeah, not completely.
We're working on it.
We still use some pen and paper. We're not fully digital. And for us, it was, let me find what works for you as the tech first so that I don't kind of throw off your process, your ability. And then they start to realize my life really is so much easier. It's in the tablet. But to that note, when I made it digital, we started thinking about ex-employees that we had, and we were saying they would have never gone for this type of technology. So it's truly in your sales pitch of your employees and them believing in your vision. At the end of the day, the tablet's making them more money if they're able to sell the work to get more done. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Easier to show to the customer what vehicle need.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you make picture and you send report to your service advisor, it's everything faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
and we're still improving it daily. You know, like my advisor will comment to the text, hey, make sure you take a picture of like the DOT in tires, for example. So we're constantly finding new ways to update it.
evolution.
Great. Awesome. Now we have a question from one of our viewers. They wanted to know, you've got 13 lifts and only one service advisor?
Yeah. So we have the shop used to, before we had the bad manager, there was 2 advisors. It's built to have 2. So right now we only have 4 techs. Ideally, we'd like to have 6 and 2 advisors. That's why partially I
Hold on. No, I'm doing that.
yeah. That's why I've
listen,
learned how
I
to
can
be
tell
an
you,
advisor.
basically, we have 13 lifts. Okay, we have 2 buildings on the same property. Second building I built in 2008, and mainly because we had a lot of commercial accounts. And second building, it's a 14-feet garage doors with a 20 feet up to the ceiling building with a 15,000 pounds lift. Okay, 12,000 pounds lift. So we basically can lift it up. We had commercial accounts with F450 extended cab. Okay, so we can do service.
We work on a lot of the heavy duty.
Yeah,
trucks.
heavy duty. So I mean, we have tire station in the back building. We also have a state inspection machine in the back building. Okay. Basically, it's rotational. Each guy, front shop, designed for the 4-5 techs.
Each
Okay.
to have 2
Each
lifts.
have 2 lifts, 2 stalls. Okay.
Okay.
Each individual access. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, as everybody knows, technicians, I call them a liquid. Okay. You know, they flow from shop to shop.
But
okay?
that's not
So-
our goal. Our
I know,
goal
well-
is to find this is where the fun comes in, right?
Some-
Our
yeah,
goal
you
is
know,
to find
listen.
a long-term team, no turnover. And so we're working on it. And
So if you
it's a process.
if you ask, how does it work? New technology with new guys? I can tell you it's very easy. When new person comes in, you give him, and this is where we're doing.
and it's
No
easy.
question.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that part makes total sense.
But that's obviously not a long-term goal, right? Our goal is long-term is to find a stable team that's been with us for 10 plus years. So, but
Great.
that's why we have 13.
And never been stopped for 25 years.
Yeah. You're your longest employee.
Never stop, you know.
So, I know this is there's still a work in progress, but I have this question. So, Alex, what's the future plans? Are you working? I believe you're working to turn it over to Rochelle. Is there a retirement vacation you have coming up that you're planning out on over here?
Yeah, I'm planning a vacation. I think we're going.
He's going out of town twice in October.
Yeah. Listen, guys, you have to realize, I mean, property, we own, family own property.
Our
Okay?
shop.
Our shop being paid for. I have no, I mean, you know, it's a whole idea to get second shop, so first one can support, because the real estate is very expensive. But it didn't. But in reality, yeah, I mean, we travel, you know. So I mean, we're planning to travel.
He has some projects, cars that obviously the goal would be to, once we find the right foreman or someone to, relieve him of certain things that he has to oversee. But we are in a place now finally where they're going out of town for almost 2 weeks. It's going to be okay. This summer I was able to take a long vacation. Everything was okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So right now it's in a place where we might not have all the pieces filled, but we're able to relax a bit more. And
It's not as stressful.
Great.
You know, when you talk end of the day to your landlord and you can postpone payment, you know.
because it's you.
No. In your life.
We did get very lucky
So-
that when they built the shop, they used a lot of their management success coaching and paid off the shop. And also we're in an area that no one else can get a certificate of occupancy for a repair shop. So what we have is high value. And, we've been able to do some fun things. We painted the outside of the building. We changed the sign on the front. We got new cameras. We're able to buy new tools. He's kind of like a kid in a candy store all over again, and I am too. I enjoy seeing it that way. It's nice having people my age, my community come through and say, wow, it is really nice here. So
That's great.
So just real quick, I have another comment from John Starkey, one of our viewers. He says, I love this team. They have the perfect balance of yin and yang. And he goes on to say that, Rochelle, he says, you're tough.
I am, yeah. But thank you for that, John. But I tell Alex all the time that he and I have to figure this out because no one else is gonna hire him. No, but, it's really cool. Someone asked me the other day if I had an infinite amount of money, what would my dream be? My dream would be to send him and my mom on vacation for a bit, for him to fully relax, to come back to feel like he's shaking his head no. To focus on those project cars, or be able to step in and step out or go hunting or do whatever, and I get that way too. If I'm gone for a meeting for a few hours or I want to go take a yoga class, I'm thinking about the million things that we have to do here.
Funny thing, when she joined company, if I mentioned something in the evening about business, she will say, stop, father, I'm off right now. I don't want to talk about it. I said, okay, time will come. You see what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So now she's thinking, oh wait. I mean, listen, when you can change things around to improve your life, improve your business, okay, you don't have to ask anybody what can be better. Only in a conflict you can be, it's with yourself.
We've learned a lot. It hasn't always been easy. He has made me really tough. But that's when he says, no, this is my business partner, we basically had to let go of every single tech that wouldn't respect me. One, because most of the time I was younger than them, and two, I'm a female. But at the end of the day, we all know who's doing the payroll, right? So they have to have equal respect, and vice versa. If they come to me, I communicate with him. There's no going, around him to get to me. He and I both know if we don't have an agreement here, there is no team that's gonna work with us under us. But it didn't happen overnight, and I've had multiple.
It's always going on process,
Yeah.
So.
I've had multiple people in Drive ask me before, how do I get my daughter, my son involved? You don't. They have to be willing to want to do it. I
completely agree with that. Yeah.
This was a situation that I and my brother at the time, we stepped in ourselves. They never forced us to do it.
And also, she would agree with me. I let them make mistakes. I let them learn, because initially if I say, listen, this is not going to work. No, pops, you don't know. We have diplomas, college education. We know how to handle business. What do you?
You have to make your own mistakes.
Yeah, no, so I said, okay, I'll step back. I'm going to be a coach, like a NFL team. I'm going to be a coach. You're going to play. Okay, I'm going to let you play a call the plays. See what's going to happen. Couldn't get in the infield, So finally, it's getting in. Okay, maybe I have to listen.
Well, it comes both ways, but he did give us that opportunity to learn our own mistakes, just like he did.
I think that's a great point that you both just made, and I think a lot of father-daughter, father-son teams really needed to hear is that the next generation that's taking over has to be given the freedom to make their own mistakes without mom or dad saying no. It's okay. If you think that's the right thing to do, go ahead. And even if it's not going to work, they won't learn as well unless they try it.
Right.
Yeah, but as a parents, if we already make previous mistakes, we're trying to minimize losses. Okay,
right.
We try. Okay, yeah. That's all. But yeah, they have to, long as it's not very expensive mistake.
Right.
I mean, how many times you can step on a broom? I mean, this is what's insanity? That's common sense,
But we,
Right.
we used to do it where like my mom would come up here because she is a business owner on paper as well, and she helped him build up everything that he has here. We would have kind of everyone would have their role type of meetings. And the reason I used to say like, stop, it's after hours, because we would eat, sleep, and breathe this business. Every family dinner would be discussing some type of issue, which, a lot of people that consider this a 9-to-5 job, they clock in, they clock out. For anyone that's a business owner, you lose sleep over it.
Mhm.
And so we had to find like a balance. When can we talk about it? Even now, 8 p.m. we might have an hour-long talk, and then I'll say more times than him, okay, Dad, I need to go, but it's about understanding that something might not get solved right then. We'll get to it. The fire's going to be there when we get back, no matter what. So.
Yeah, you never run away from a problem, If you're thinking you're going on vacation and you come back, the problem's going to be dissolved.
They're going to be there waiting for
no.
you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, it's a business, it's a journey. And it's a journey. If we know each other and understand each other, we can share a load. I mean, that's the whole name of the life. It's a name of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, what can I help you to get better?
Great.
That's great. So, you guys have a wonderful operation going, and I just got to commend you guys on the teamwork, because what it takes to work with a family member in the business, even husband and wife, but father and child, it takes a lot to establish that teamwork, and you guys have done a great job, and it shows just during our show. And it also shows that you're not afraid to tell each other, nope, that ain't how it is. This is how it's going to be. But I think you hit it right there in the middle of this conversation just a second. You hit about communication and the fact that you guys are communicating well with each other, and you don't allow the employees to bypass one another and do workarounds. So that communication, I think, is the key, and that shows that you guys have that great communication.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, so on that, I do want to thank you guys for joining our show today. We are coming up on our time for here. And like I said, once again, congratulations on everything you guys have achieved with it. We look forward to seeing where you go with it in the future too, because it seems like you have a very powerful operation there. And then just before we go out, John Starkey, his shop's in Hawaii. So he said that you can send your dad to Hawaii for that vacation. He'll find things for him to be entertained over there in Hawaii on.
Hey, ask him if they have rental cars available.
So he'll probably respond here in just a second. So John, you hear that? If they're coming to Hawaii, you got to set up a rental car for them.
They have.
So, once again, thank you for joining us today. It was a lot of great insights, and keep up the good work. And then for all of our viewers, we'll be back next Friday, October 8th, and we'll have Tony Lynn of Advanced Auto Clinic with us. And we'll be looking forward to hear how Tony's running his operation. And Alex, just to answer that, John says he'll give you a car.
Good.
Great. Good thing my mom's a travel agent,
Thank
John.
And across the other side of the country, we have Kevin Steller, and he says, great job, guys, and also let you know that he's volunteering John to just drive you around when you're there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great weekend, and once again, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.